Vanakkam. Now, your master Dr. Adrian Suresh, and I am now with Dato Padma Shri Dato Ramli Ibrahim. We are here actually to have a shout out of our program on the 21st of June 2021. In the program, the first time Chair Yoga for Unity. Chair Yoga is something that I came up with YOZUMM program. In the நிறைய பேர் வராங்க இந்த ப்ரோக்ராமை நீங்க ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் இந்த சேர் யோகா என்னதான் சேர் யோகா கொடுக்குறோம், அதுல என்னென்ன பெனிஃபிட் இருக்கு, இதெல்லாம் நீங்க பார்க்கிறதுக்கு on the 21st of June 2021 International Yoga Day. அதோட டீம் Yoga for
Unity and Well-being.
Yes. And Dato, something on the program?
Yes, it's going to be held for 100 days.
Yes.
And
from today, starting from today.
On Saturday and Sunday morning. Wow, it's a great way to get well, even for those who cannot do real asanas, to sit and sweat for them.
Exactly. That's what the whole thing is here for. Yoga for everyone means yoga for those who are also in the house, as our aunties and uncles, our appa and amma who sitting in the house find difficult to do their body movement.
Yes.
So you just have to sit and sweat with the asanas that we have. And it's going to be on the 21st of June 2021 in conjunction with the International Yoga Day. So please join us and give us all your support.
Dirty girl. I'm a dirty girl.
Okay, you're on live.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Salam Sejahtera, Vanakkam, Namaste, Ni Hao. Welcome to our YOZUMM second edition of Coffee Chat with me. I'm Roshanee, your host for this show. This show was brought to you by Anti-Aging Yoga and Wellness of Malaysia, and ironically, I'm also the brand ambassador for Anti-Aging Yoga and Wellness of Malaysia. Currently, we are running a 100-day YOZUMM Chair Yoga program, which began on the 1st of June 2021 in conjunction with the upcoming International Day of Yoga on June 21st, 2021. And the primary objective of our show is to share and create awareness to the public about the importance of good health through our yoga programs. Hence our tagline, Good Health is Wealth. This program was mooted by Dr. Adrian Suresh and our NGO, which created YOZUMM Chair Yoga so that now everyone can yoga, be it the young or the elderly. And last week, we had a doctor, a surgeon from General Hospital of KL, who was in the COVID-19 team. Today, we have another doctor from the medical fraternity, but this time, it's a scientist. And our topic for today is stem cells. Yes, stem cells. rejuvenation of health and yoga through stem cells in the perspective of a scientist. Our guest today is a well-known, renowned scientist, and he is here for the first time with us. So without further ado, I shall call upon our guest for today. Our guest is Dr. Professor Rajesh Ramasamy from UPM University. Hello, Doctor. How are you?
Hi, vanakkam, Roshanee.
Vanakkam to you. You're looking very radiant and nice.
Thank you.
So today, Doctor, we have a very interesting topic, which is stem cell. But you know what? When this topic came about, I did a research on you and I came across your portfolio, which is a very interesting portfolio. To name a few, you served as a visiting scientist at King College of London, currently appointed as adjunct professor at Erlangga University, Indonesia. And you have also won many prestigious international and local awards. Some of those are International Award, First Prize for Poster Presentation in year 2016 at the 4th Inter-Conference at Nanomedicine and Tissue Engineering at Mahatma Gandhi University, Kerala, India. And your other awards are International Gold Medal winner at ITEX 2011, International First Prize Award winner at Oral Presentation, Conference and Workshop, The Art of Stem Cell from Indonesia. Wow, Doctor, really impressive. So this topic today, stem cells, is actually a very huge and it covers a lot of aspects. Could you please give us a little bit of introduction of yourself and your background?
Thank you so much. Let me to start my introduction with the salutation for all the gurus and yogis. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo, Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat, Param Brahma, Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. I'm Rajesh Ramasamy, currently working at the University of Putra, Malaysia, at the Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences, and I'm heading the pathology departments, and my work mainly on research on stem cell and the immunity. And I have completed my PhD at the Imperial College of London. Then I joined UPM as a lecturer. And since then, my work is being an academician, teaching for the medical students and a medical specialist, and also mainly on research on stem cell and also immunology. And beside that, I also do serve for many ministry on the grant evaluations and project evaluation on stem cell and immunology. That is just a brief summary of my professions.
Wow, it's really a very phenomenal achievement, I would say. It's not every day that I come across a scientist, and I'm sure the viewers do. So it is indeed an honor to have you here with us, Professor. And so moving forward, could you elaborate on your stem cells research work and how it can help the public?
So nowadays, when we heard about stem cell, everyone will be very excited because people say that you can cure any disease with a stem cell. But however, that is a perspective of all commoners. But when it comes to a stem cell, as scientists, we have plenty of gray and gaps in the stem cell research. Stem cell, let me to explain what is a stem cell. So in our body, we have this small portion or pool of cell, and this cell will develop into a many mature cell. Remember, during that fertilization, do you know how we have been created? No? In those days when the father's sperm and fertilize the mother's womb egg, it forms one single cell. From one single cell, which is called as a stem cell, that one single cell becomes the entire human being with a different function. That's what we call stem cell. So stem cell is a unique cell that resides in our body since the formation of that embryo, and throughout the body it produces a new cell to replenish the wear and tear of the body, like how you go and service your motor car and the motorbike in that workshop, right? You always change your oil, you always change parts, this and right. So we have a stem cell that in charge for the repairman to repair all the damaged tissues and cells, so we could have a new tissue that perform that function of the human body. That's what stem cell. And stem cell can be used for many diseases. Like those days, many diseases are very terminal. It means once you have the disease, you don't have any solution, like leukemia. Leukemia once considered as one of the terminal diseases, disease, and also other diseases. But then when we have invented and we discovered the use of a specific adult stem cell, and we can reverse the disease process and we can restore that body function, and human being will have having a better life and quality when it's come to disease management and treatment. So the stem cell, also called as a regenerative medicines, provide a unique opportunity to human being and also for a science to explore and extend the longevity of a human life with a better quality.
Oh, wow. That's a very, very wide subject, and stem cells has really, really helped humankind very, very deeply. And on to the next question, Professor. I am sure a lot of ladies would like to listen to this reply from you. How does stem cell help in slowing down aging process?
Okay. First of all, to go into the aging process, Vanessa, you have to understand the physiology of your body. Your body have a limited number of stem cells throughout your life. Okay, when you're young, you have plenty of a stem cell with a good quality and quantity. So this cell continuously expand and produce a mature cell. So you've been having the progress of your growth. However, when you reach the climax, the pinnacle of your life, then the stem cells start to lose the quality and the quantity. They also will, they also exposed to the aging process, whereby they're unable to produce a long-serving stem cell, or they produce a sufficient number of the mature cell. So this entire process, we call them as a aging. That's why when people age, they slowly started to lose the elasticity of their skin, because the collagen, the cell that produce collagen, are actually declining. The hair follicle stem cell in your head started declining. That's why you have hair drops, and you started to have many complications, in terms of your immune system, in terms of all your body function. So this entire process called as a aging, and one of the factor that associate with the aging is a stem cell. So by addressing the correct point in the aging, which is the stem cell, actually we can have a graceful aging, or we can slow down the aging. It is not like a reversing aging, because every human being which is born in this world have to die one day, and they have to age gracefully. So, and why we cannot undergoing a graceful aging? Because our lifestyle, the stress we're having, the food we are consuming, and also the lack of the exercise, sedentary lifestyle, this accelerate the aging process. So we can address this through addressing a stem cell. So if you maintain your stem cell pool, if you maintain your inner beauty, which will be reflected throughout your outer beauty.
In other words, those who are leading a sedentary lifestyle, they should get more active, right? More active. Definitely. And sweating is good, because it also promotes detoxification for your body, right? So that's how stem cell is connected with exercise, because many people think that they can just go for all these cosmetically enhanced treatments, to make themselves look good. What is your opinion about this, doctor?
Regarding to seeking an external help for stem cell injections?
Yes.
Okay, let me to be very frank, what is the stem cell arena in Malaysia? In Malaysia, through the Ministry of Health, we only practicing the transplantation of hematopoietic stem cell for the leukemic patient, the blood cancer patient. That's the only therapy being used as one of the therapeutical mode for a leukemia. Many other therapy are not a standard therapy, which involve the stem cell, are not a standard therapy in our ministry. Okay, so remember, because stem cell have this potential, it doesn't mean that you can use them directly in your life. Okay, so we need to have to show that scientifically that stem cells should have this kind of efficacy, this sort of the efficiency and therapeutical purpose, and we should test them in many animal and clinical trials to show that the what you call use of the stem cell to the individual or human are safe with a many stringent scientific method. Once it has gone through different phases of the clinical trial, then only it can be as a therapy or treatment. Okay, that's what we call standard therapy. Whatever standard therapy or treatment which we receive in the Ministry of Health nowadays in our country is actually been approved by FDA, has gone through all the proper scientific investigation and clinical trial. But not all the stem cell treatment or stem cell potential being explored through this channel. Okay, one of that established treatment is what you call for leukemia using hematopoietic stem cell. But apart from that, for other using for a cancer, using for anti-aging are still under investigation. So when something is under investigation, we need to get their efficacy data, we need to get their safety data, and we need to get their what you call long-term safety data. Once we have complete this, then only it can be a treatment. So please don't be fooled by the what you call product outside there, which what you call I would say which say that injection this and that to what you call reverse your aging. So be very careful and get the information from KKM or from the NPRA, National Bureau for the Pharmaceutical in the country, to get the information before you pursue to this. So
thank you.
In a summary, what I'm going to stress here is the stem cell treatment in the country and also in the worldwide are actually very limited, and sometimes stem cell can be used as a compassionate therapy. When there is existing treatment are not useful to the patient, there is no other option. We need to save, we need to try the patient, so we can use stem cell. That's we call compassionate. That's not for what you call aesthetic purpose, for other purpose, the life saving. So you should remember the use of stem cell. Although stem cell gave a big hope, no, can cure this and that. No, we hearsay. But it need to be supported by the scientific evidence.
Yes, Professor, I think this is a very important message to a lot of women out there who are actually opting for cosmetically enhanced procedures, which also involves stem cell. Now, many people do not know whether the treatment that they're going for is actually, certified by the ministry. Is it do they have KKM license, and etc. etc. So your explanation on this matter is, I'm sure, is very, very beneficial to many of our viewers are watching right now. And to those viewers are watching who have just joined us, welcome to our show. This is Coffee Chat with Roshanee. And today our guest speaker with us is Dr. Rajesh Ramasamy from University Putra, Malaysia. And he is the head of Department of Pathology, head of Stem Cell and Immunity Research Group. So we are talking about stem cells and yoga. Okay, doctor, I'm just going to inform the audience who are watching, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who are watching from the beginning of the show, we have an announcement to make. That is, there will be a gift for all of you who are watching from the start to the end of this live show. The gift is you will be winning a voucher worth RM 60 ringgit for our Father's Day event for the upcoming week. So please do stay tuned to the end of the show. And those of you who are watching from the beginning, just key in I am interested. So we know that you are watching from the beginning. All right. Anyway, Doctor, thank you so much for the explanation, detailed explanation. And I'm sure your amazing work is quite demanding and challenging. How do you balance your work life and your family life, Professor?
I think for these questions, all the credits goes to my wife, I would say my better half, Madam Shamla Subramaniam, being a scientist, being a very active lifestyle, and being a father for three hyperactive and active children in a primary school. It's not easy to have a smooth life during the pandemic. So all these credits goes to my wife, and she successfully managed the kids and also the husband by providing me a sufficient space and also opportunity to do my work in the office, and also providing all the needs for me in the house, because my wife is so much keen into a natural product and also herbal medicines, and we practically applying a healthy lifestyle, like we producing our own oil for our cooking. We do have the oil pressing machines, and we do, my wife especially, she cultivate all the herbs throughout our mini home gardens, and she prepare her own soap, own cream, and all our food and also practice are based on that the traditional Indians system. So with that, I think I can cope up many things, and plus additionally with the yoga and also spiritual practice, because nowadays in this era is very challenging to everyone, not only challenging in terms of the physical, also mental and spiritually. And the major problem nowadays people having is a mental and emotion problem, and then subsequently is a spiritual problem. So when you have a good companion, good better off, that can take care of those things, so the life will be much better. So as I say, all the credits goes to my wife.
Well, they say behind every successful man, there is another successful woman. So in this case, it's like both of you are practicing a very natural lifestyle, and that's something that every one of us should actually follow as well. The usage of all this cold pressed oil and producing it in home, at your own home, that's something wonderful, Professor. Thank you very much for that explanation as well. And shortly, we will be taking a short commercial break. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go away. We will be right back shortly after the break.
Now, your master Dr. Adrian Suresh, and I am now with Dato Padma Shri Dato Ramli Ibrahim. We are here actually to have a shout out of our program on the 21st of June 2021. In the program, the first time chair yoga for unity. Chair yoga is something that I came up with YOZUMM program. In the நிறைய பேர் வராங்க இந்த ப்ரோக்ராமை நீங்க ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் இந்த சேர் யோகா என்ன தான் சேர் யோகா கொடுக்குறோம் அதில் என்னென்ன பெனிஃபிட் இருக்கு இதெல்லாம் நீங்க பார்க்கறதுக்கு on the 21st of June 2021 இன்டர்நேஷனல் யோகா டே அதோட தீம் Yoga for
unity and well-being.
Yes. And Dato, something on the program?
Yes, it's going to be held for 100 days.
Yes.
And
from today, starting from today.
On Saturday and Sunday morning. Well, it's a great way to get well, even for those who cannot do real asanas, to sit and sweat for them.
Exactly. That's what the whole thing is here for. Yoga for everyone means yoga for those who are also in the house, as our aunties and uncles, our appa and amma who sitting in the house find difficult to do their body movement.
Yes.
So you just have to sit and sweat with the asanas that we have. And it's going to be on the 21st of June 2021 in conjunction with the International Yoga Day. So please join us and give us all your support.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back with our show, Coffee Chat with Me. Today we have a guest speaker, Professor Dr. Rajesh Ramasamy from UPM Kuala Lumpur. And Dr. Rajesh, welcome back, Doctor.
Thank you so
That
much.
is, during the break, Doctor, there was a question from one of our viewers for you. So this question is kind of interesting, so I'm just going to read it to you. The question is, this lady, she's asking a question about umbilical cord. She has her daughter, 17-year-old daughter's umbilical cord preserved and kept in a safe box. So it's been 17 years. So, there's this kind of a habit for some families to keep all the umbilical cords of their children together safely. So what is your opinion about this matter, Professor? I mean, is this hygienically okay, medically allowed? Can you please give us some insight into this matter?
So here I guess there is a two question. The one is very direct about storing a stem cell, which is came from umbilical cord blood and cord tissue. That's the one thing. And what is the purpose and benefits of storing the umbilical cord stem cell? The second one is, as a Indians, even my mother, we all six in our family. My mother used to collect the leftover umbilical, leftover umbilical that stick with that nail, and she always keep every of these umbilical cord, a dried one, and she keep everything all together, six of us all together, and she will say that by keeping this umbilical cord, the residues, the remnant, so all the six siblings will be live very unitedly, very lovely throughout the life. So I have no idea. I have no, how do I say, explanation for that umbilical cord, the remnant, the dry residual being stored by our mother and also our grannies. But what I can answer is about the storing the stem cell from umbilical cord blood and cord tissue. Remember, when your kid is born, you usually buy an education insurance, right? Why you're buying this? Because you wanted in future that your children can pursue that any education that they like in the future. So at that time point, this education insurance will be useful to you. Same thing, storing a stem cell from umbilical cord tissue And also the cord blood is like a bio-insurance. It means you're storing the stem cell. It is not that you're going to store the entire umbilical cord. So what usually we do is they have collect the blood and they will isolate the stem cell fraction from the blood and store them in a liquid nitrogen, which can store for ages. So what happens is in the future, the similar person or the sibling of the person having any degenerative diseases like a cancer, or like a leukemia, or sometimes a neurological disorder. Let's say in a 30 years, 40 years time, they having this sort of the disorders, whereby we can use the stem cell that been stored by that individual for their own purpose. So here we will have the autologous stem cell from the own individual to be used for them in the future. So when you use own individual stem cell, there is no need and a matching required. Unless if you are acquiring a stem cell from third party, it require plenty of procedures and complication to be done to match the patient and the donor. But here, the sample is from the donor, and the donor going to use this sample in case it's okay, like an education loan. So the kids sure will going to pursue study. It can be the money can be used for that. For the kids, but for this individual, let's say this individual is fine throughout the life, so he can't use his stem cell for any purposes unless any of the sibling of the individual having any sort of the disorders, a disease that can be treated by the stem cell, and then we can utilize. So I would say that if you afford a stem cell banking, please proceed. If you cannot, it's okay, because it doesn't mean that the stem cell which you have been stored now definitely going to be used for you in future.
Wonderful. So I hope our audience watching found this very useful for you. So to the questions that's been posed, thank you very much, Professor. And about fitness regime, do you follow any particular kind of fitness regime, Professor?
See, during this pandemic area, Jamie, is a close story. So usually what I do is I do my sun salutation, Surya Namaskar, every day morning. And that's my only exercise I always do in the morning. And also in the evening, I do a brisk walk and sometimes a slow jogging and that sort of thing. So my fitness regime is very simple. It always starts with the Surya Namaskar or yoga. People say yoga has many components. Okay, the first one is asana, second one is a pranayama, and the third one is a mudra, and also meditation, and is so on. So what I usually do is in the morning I do my sun salutations several times, from 7 to 9 times, okay, in a one go. And then once my sun salutation completed, I will do any of these position, okay, any of this asana. And most of the time I don't do any asana, because after you complete the 9 time of the Surya Namaskar or sun salutation, you will be very tired, okay. So I just do my pranayama, okay. So that's my fitness regime, and apart from that, I don't do anything.
Awesome, Professor. So, in other words, you are practicing body, mind, and soul connection. The breathing, the
asanas and pranayama.
Pranayama, yes, the breathing techniques. That's awesome. Yes. So, that's like you're also a firm believer in yoga, then. So,
Definitely.
That brings me to my next question. This is what they call soalan cepu mas in Malay. What does yoga and stem cells have in common?
Okay. See, to answer this, I can answer this in a two perspectives. One is as an actual hardcore stem cell scientist perspective. Other one is someone who is practicing yoga for a long time. See, the scientific evidence for that yoga or the components of yoga, such as asanas and pranayama and a breathing exercise that contribute to that stem cell, it's not so much evident. There is a not so much of evidence base of the information for that what you call yoga actually increase the stem cells, and also it regenerate or the revitalize the cell, because we still don't have such a what you call volume of the research article that advocate the what you call the role of the yoga in the regenerative medicine. However, as a perspective of yoga practice, and also through our what you call ancient manuscript, okay, remember, see, although there is no connection, but see that the impact created by the asanas and also by the pranayama can be related to the regenerative medicine. How? I'm telling you here. So when we do the yoga, people have proved that doing an exercise can increase your stem cell. Okay, doing a constant and also with the right velocity and intensity of the exercise can increase the number of the stem cell, and also can mobilize the stem cell from the bone marrow to the other part of the body. These are proven fact. Okay, but when it's come to yoga, I'm talking about the asana. Okay, asana require bending, stretching, twisting of the physical movement. So it's a systematic movements. When we perform the systematic movements, when we bend, we exhale. When we expand, or when we when we back to normal position, or we will inhale. So remember, when someone is practicing the yoga activity, okay, they also involving the inhaling and exhaling. These are deep breathings. The deep breath we call diaphragmic breathing. So people have shown that diaphragmic breathing actually induce antioxidative stress in your body. It means it reduces the free radicals in your body. So what is free radical? The free radicals are culprit that attack your collagen, attack your cells, and cause you the aging, and cause you cancer, cause you immunosuppression. So by doing this deep breathing, you can actually combat the free radicals by increasing the antioxidative level of the body. That's one thing. That's through what you call breathing, and also through pranayama. Because remember, pranayama has many forms. So when we perform the pranayama, it's going to cause intermittent hypoxia. Like for me, I grow my stem cells for my research in my lab. So when I grow them in the hypoxia means lesser oxygen tensions. When I grow the stem cell in a lesser oxygen tension, the stem cell grow better, they perform better. Same thing happened in the pranayama. Okay, when someone, a yogi, okay, a yogi or someone who have well versed with the pranayama, doing that systematic breathing, it's going to create an intermittent hypoxia that going to what you call help you to reactivate or to rekindle the stem cell pool in the body. This is what we do understand. The second thing is about having, when we say that yoga and pranayama, we also, it not only involving the physical body, it's also involve the energy body. As we know that our ancient script telling that we have a 6 physical chakra, although 7 chakra, I'm not including the Sahasrara, just I'm telling about the Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipuraga, then Anahata, then Visukti, then Anya. So if you notice that each energy point are actually connected to the one gland that secrete the important hormone for a physiological body. And these all the glands and the how would I say that the energy wheels are connected by the cerebrospinal fluid. So what happens is, through doing a yoga, certain positions, and also pranayama. When we say pranayama not only about the breathing. When you focus on your breathing, actually you are performing a meditation. So meditation is for the mind. So when you combine the mind and the body and reactivate or rekindle that energy wheels of your body, it's going to create certain signaling. It's going to create certain action that activate your brain cell. Then subsequently, it's going to activate the stem cell in the body and may contribute to the stem cell mobilization to the part where your body needs. So with that, I would say yoga, okay? And yoga and stem cell can be interrelated. But there is no direct, a direct connection between the yoga and the stem cell or pranayama and stem cell in a scientific manner. But when I consider the deep breathing, which is a diaphragmic breathing, and also that intermittent hypoxia, so I can connect that to the stem cell. So with that, I could hypothesize that yoga and pranayama, okay, that can contribute to the rejuvenation of the body. Although scientific evidence is lacking, but the all these beneficial impact and effect of the yoga and pranayama being documented. What we are lacking is a mechanistic, how it actually imparts such a mechanism. That we have no idea. So the modern science still progressing and also exploring the mechanism.
Whatever you have explained brings to my mind about all those Maharishis, those sages who are all practitioners of yoga in the olden days. I remember most of them used to live up to a very, very grand old age. And although most of them were vegetarians, they were actually very healthy and their endurance level were actually quite high. So, now we know it's through yoga, many of them were able to achieve this. It's no small feat, but it is definitely achievable. Thank you, Doctor, for your explanation. Now, Professor, there is this sage. He was known as Patanjali Maharishi, known as the yoga master of all times. Now, what do you think he would have done or handled if he were to still be living in this era with this current outbreak of pandemic? How would we have handled it?
Well, this very, how would I say, prospective questions where it may have a different answer from different perspective, but I would say this. Okay, let me to start like this. Whenever you see any advertisement for the yoga, you could see a perfect physique of an individual, the perfect body, doing all the bending and this and that, right? They do a perfect asana, they do a perfect bending. And when we see this, we will wow, right? However, this perfect physique, the perfect body, it is just a 0.0001 percentage in the entire population. So yoga is not for those people who having perfect body and also for who able to the yoga. Okay, yoga for everyone. When yoga is for everyone, remember those auntie who live neighbor, who is your neighbor with 80 kilogram overweight. Remember your uncle, your father who having a joint pain, he can't bend. So what I'm thinking yoga should do be now is to bring the yoga to those needy people, rather to push them from the bottom to the higher level of the yoga. So yoga should cater to those disabled, those limited individuals where they are unable to do a lot of things in their physical movements. So someone have to pacify the complicated and the very difficult asanas to this individual. That's why I like Dr. Adrian here. Why? Because he introduced a chair yoga. See, chair yoga, when people want hear that, people may laugh. Okay, what is chair yoga? But you see, many older individuals, many aged people actually benefit from the chair yoga because the master Adrians have transformed the yoga, okay, transformed that complicated and difficult position into a very simple and pacified position that can be done by everyone. So if you ask me, everything will undergo evolution, right? Okay, we become and evolve as a human being. So our entire body is evolving, okay, since those many thousands years ago until now. So even our body is evolving. And the yoga, which has been which has been a biggest gift of our gurus, and Patanjali is one of the important siddhas, the 18 siddhas in our what we call Tamil tradition and Hindu traditions, and he has actually systemized the yoga practice. Actually, yoga contributed by many people, and it is also part of the Ayurveda in the Vedic. But he has actually systemized the yoga, and he actually make it to more workable for the human being. But if you notice that after Patanjali, not so much of that changes being made by that many gurus. Maybe the Iyengar who may have done changes in the way of doing yoga, and after that there's no changes in the yoga. So the yoga which has been coiled, which has been formed, established for many hundred thousands years ago, not having so much of changes. But human being, we are depreciating. It means we are actually losing all our health, and our lifestyle is being a very complicated, a very intensified. Our food, our environments, the air we actually inhale, and our lack of physical activities make us a different kind of individual. So can anyone modify this yoga for this individual? This individual, I would say 99% of the what you call world population, which are having kind of a sedentary lifestyle. So yoga should be transformed, should be take away to cater to everyone. And these are needy people, not those who having a perfect figures, perfect health. Yes, they continue, but we also need yoga for these people. So if a Patanjali would, I mean, Siddhar never died. Siddhas, based on that our Indian mythology and Indian belief, Siddhas never what they call leave the world. Although they can achieve nirvana, they remain in this world in energy form to help the human being. So Patanjali is still, based on me, is still live and still helping many yoga gurus and teachers, so to spread the yoga to everyone, so everyone can be benefit from the yoga.
You're absolutely right about that, Professor. That is why YOZUMM Chair Yoga is our founder, Yo Master Dr. Adrian Suresh's solution to many who are not able to do the yoga asanas on the floor. So this chair yoga caters not only to the elderly, but also to the young people who have some sort of disadvantages, or inability to use certain parts of their body due to weight, or some kind of sports injury. So people like this are able to practice yoga on a chair. And as you said, also many youngsters nowadays are all hooked on to their gadgets, and they're leading a very sedentary lifestyle. So therefore, your chair yoga is actually very beneficial to everyone. So now our new tagline is going to be everyone can yoga.
Okay. everyone can fly, everyone can do yoga.
Everyone
definitely.
Can fly, yes. Now it's everyone can yoga. Okay, another question from me, Professor. How would you connect chair yoga to your line of work?
Chair yoga is for certain individual who having some difficulties and also some discomfort in the movements. For me, I do not need to have that sort of the very pacified and simplified yoga. Like for me, I can move so much freely, even my wife, my kids. So those who are capable of doing a normal Surya Namaskar, they're able to do the yoga. Now, let's say your mother and your father, they're having difficulties, joint pain and the backbone pain, they're having a lot of pressures, this and that, and some people even have frozen shoulder due to the stress in the work. Even youngsters, for them, they can explore or start yoga through a simple chair yoga, a simple yoga that can make them to see the improvements. Once they improve, they can move to the next level of the yoga. I didn't say that the chair yoga is the yoga. chair yoga create a platform, open a window for those challenged individuals to pursue into the yoga.
Thank you, Professor. For viewers who are watching, our speaker for today is Professor Dr. Rajesh Ramasamy from University Putra, Malaysia. And we are now on the topic of chair yoga. And to those viewers who have been watching from the beginning, do not forget that if you stay until the end of this show, you are entitled to a 60 RM worth of voucher for our upcoming Father's Day. Doctor, on to our next question. Have you met Dr. Adrian Suresh personally? Could you share
Dr.
with us?
Adrian, Dr. Adrian is a good friend of mine. So I met him through a charity activity. And we used to have a common interest singing 80s, 70s Tamil songs. We used to have a karaoke friends WhatsApp group. So we met through there, and also then only I get to know Dr. Adrian. And our wavelengths and also the way we think, the way we perceive yoga is very similar and closer. That's what makes me to be more involved with Dr. Adrian. And also I always have how would I say that, to bringing a yoga to a people who is unable to do yoga in what we call actual manner. So for me, when Dr. Adrian to pacify, to simplify the yoga to those challenged individuals, that makes me to move closer to him. That's how I met Dr. Adrian, through his charity activities and also our common interest in the yoga.
Thank you so much, Professor. All that you have shared today, I'm sure many of our viewers will find it very, very beneficial. And stem cell is something that many of us are actually not really still in the dark, I would say, because there's a lot of claims to it and all that. So coming from a professor and a scientist like you, who is well versed in stem cells, is definitely a plus point for us to get the first-hand information today. And thank you so much. I believe that chair yoga, which is beneficial to everyone out there, will continue to help many individuals. And for the information of our viewers who have joined us for the first time today, just to give you a rundown of our program, we are running a 100-day YOZUMM chair yoga conducted by our founder, Dr. Adrian Suresh, which started on the 1st of June 2021 in conjunction with International Yoga Day, which falls on the 21st of June 2021. Now, every day in the morning from 8:30 to 10 a.m., right here in YOZUMM TV, we go live with Dr. Adrian Suresh's Chair Yoga. So for all those of you who have always been wondering about yoga and how it can benefit you, but you were actually being a bit reluctant to join in, well, you can try our chair yoga for yourself and see how you can benefit from it. Many people out there have got a lot of success stories to share with you in regards to their health. Dr. Professor Rajesh Ramasamy, thank you very much. All this information is very enlightening, shared by you on our topic today, which is rejuvenating through yoga from a perspective of a stem cell scientist. I'm sure our viewers learned a lot as well. And it is indeed an honor and a privilege to have you with us here today to join our show. And before we say goodbye to our viewers, is there anything else you would like to tell us, Professor?
Thank you so much for Dr. Adrian and also Ms. Roshanee for giving me this opportunity. I'm just telling you one thing. See, it is not an easy to wake up in the morning to do yoga, Surya Namaskar. It's very difficult. You need to be inspired, to be encouraged. Start to do this slowly in your lifestyle, and you could see how does the yoga do a change as a miracle in your life, because you will be more energized, you will be more active, and you will be very positive minded. And this is my personal experience by doing yoga, because I used to do yoga for many years. Then due to my job, there is a gap. I didn't do that. And when I have a nerve compressions, okay, when I suffer, then I started back my yoga. So that actually have solved my health problem, and also it's give me an energy and how would I say, an encouragement for me to do yoga. So don't wait, okay? Do a simple Surya Namaskar, okay? Simple Surya Namaskar every day, maybe 3 times, 4 times, then increase your frequency, and then what you call is see. And also other things about the yoga and stem cell, although there is a what you call link between the yoga and the stem cell. Remember, it is not that by doing a one Surya Namaskar you're going to have all the stem cell beneficial things, because that's also require the different kind of the yoga, the duration, the intensity. So whatever I have said just now is based on very general statement, okay, that give you a general knowledge on yoga and the rejuvenation. Hope this will be useful, assistful to all of you. And as I say, now everyone can do yoga. Thank you so much, and
Yes.
God bless.
Absolutely, Professor, absolutely. Now everyone can do yoga because you can do it from the comfort of your home, on your sofa or your chair. Even when you're at work and you're feeling a little stressed, you can just do your yoga asanas right there on your chair. All you have to do is tune in every day, 8:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YOZUMM TV right here on Facebook, and learn the techniques from your master, Dr. Adrian Suresh. And please do not forget to tune in to next week's segment of Coffee Chat with Roshanee. Once again, Professor Dr. Rajesh Ramasamy, on behalf of Anti-Aging Yoga and Wellness of Malaysia and your master, Dr. Adrian Suresh, thank you so very much for being here today. I wish you all the best and continue doing your good work with your research. And please be safe and take care. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you again next week.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Doctor.